What up, everybody? Welcome back to Jayfabe Wrestling. We are, again, rebooking every SummerSlam. We are in SummerSlam season, and this time I'm going to be looking at SummerSlam 2009. SummerSlam 2009 happened in Los Angeles, California on August 23rd, 2009. And here's the match card. We have, in the opener, Rey Mysterio defeating Dolph Ziggler to retain his Intercontinental Championship. MVP defeated Jack Swagger. Jeri Show defeated Crime Time in a tag team match for the Unified WWE Tag Team Championship. Kane defeated the Great Khali. D-Generation X defeated Legacy, Cody Rhodes, and Ted DiBiase. Christian defeated William Regal for the ECW Championship. Randy Orton defeated John Cena. Singles match. Had Orton got himself DQ or counted out, he would lose the title. And then CM Punk defeated Jeff Hardy in a TLC match for the World Heavyweight Championship. So yeah, guys, this was an okay show. I think the main event definitely carried it. Obviously, we got to talk about the Undertaker also returning and attacking CM Punk after the match. But yeah, this was definitely a one-match show. The Intercontinental Championship match was pretty cool. Rey and Dolph, they had a nice opener, but like everything in between was pretty subpar. I mean, DX versus Legacy, it was all right. I think it just went too long. Kane and Khali, these guys definitely didn't deserve to be on the show. Kane, but Khali, yeah, no. MVP and Swagger, that's like a Raw match. And then the ECW Championship, Christian and Regal, these guys are good workers, and you give them 8 seconds. So this is why, again, I would have dissolved ECW long time ago. So that would not be a problem. And so there's definitely like the last two, 2002, 2005, there wasn't really much changes. But this one will have a lot of changes, I think. So yeah, let's get into my card right now. Okay, so the first match is actually the Intercontinental Championship match, Rey Mysterio versus Dolph Ziggler. Keep this match the same. It was a nice, solid mid-card opener. Rey Mysterio, he's been opening SummerSlam for many years now, so this was one of the better ones. And yeah, I mean, the build would definitely be the same with, Dolph Ziggler feuding with Rey Mysterio. He didn't get the job done at Night of Champions, but he did win a number of contender fatal 4-way match to get another shot. And yeah, Dolph can just say that, it's his time. He's the new star. This is not 2002. This is 2009. This is the year of Dolph Ziggler. And Rey Mysterio can say, yeah, there's been a lot of you guys that said, they can outlast me, but I have too much heart. I'm still here. I'm one of the greatest of all time. I'm a legend. So yeah, nice dynamic here with the young stud trying to take the veteran, the legend spot. And again, keep everything the same with the match. I would actually have Dolph Ziggler win here. I feel like SummerSlam would have been a good showcase for him. So that's the only thing I would change. But otherwise, yeah, really solid feud. Really, really good opener. And yeah, I think, Rey Mysterio putting over Dolph Ziggler. That's the problem with 2009 is a lot of the young stars, they didn't really get put over. And I'm going to change that by giving Dolph Ziggler the win. And he is the new IC champ. All right, the next match I have would be for the United States Championship. We got Kofi Kingston versus Shelton Benjamin. So yeah, I think the build here would be pretty simple. Shelton can say, Kofi, you're a young guy, you have so much athleticism, and let me be your mentor. And Kofi says he'll think about it, and then he declines it and says he respects Shelton for, paving the way for athletes like him, but, he wants to do this on his own. And Shelton's like, I respect that. And then Shelton could attack Kofi Kingston. And he can say that he's just a flavor of the month. Shelton's been doing it for how many years now, and he's proven that he's great and that he's gonna, again, put the flavor of the month away and show that he is still the greatest athlete in the WWE. So yeah, And yeah, they can just have different tag matches here where, Kofi can get a win on Shelton. Shelton can get a win on Kofi. But yeah, the build would definitely be at, Shelton is trying to prove that, he is still the man, and that, Kofi, even though he's like, he respects Shelton for paving the way, he knows that, he can be greater than Shelton. He wants to prove it at SummerSlam. So yeah, a nice dynamic here. Two great athletes, and this would be a really fun match. And as I said earlier, 2009, we got to put the new stars over, and I would have Kofi Kingston retain the title, clean win, Trouble in Paradise, 1, 2, 3. Good match. All right, next up we have Christian versus Matt Hardy. This will be a SmackDown match. As you guys know, my WrestleMania 25 booking, I had Matt Hardy win the World Heavyweight Championship. He would lose it to Jeff Hardy, and he would turn heel. And yeah, he can try to recruit Christian. He says, me and you, we're both in tag teams, but we never got the respect we deserve, even though we carried our teams, even though we're the better wrestlers, and, we should team up and prove it. And Christian says, you know what, Matt, I have a lot of respect for you, Matt, but I'm my own man. I'm Captain Charisma. I return to show that I'm not in the tag team division, that I can be a world champion. Like you and Matt Hardy can laugh and say, no offense, Christian, but there's no way you're going to win the World Heavyweight Championship. And yeah, he can try to hit the twist of fate. Christian could counter it to the Imprettier. And yeah, they could just cut good promos on the history of, the Hardys versus Edge and Christian. And Christian could talk about how he went away for a couple years, and now he wants to show that he is ready for the big time, and he will win the World Heavyweight Championship. And yeah, Matt Hardy can brag about how, the Hardys and Edge, they all won the big one. And Christian, as great as you are, you can't win the big one. So yeah, just a nice dynamic here. And I would actually have Matt Hardy go for the twist of fate. Christian could reverse it to the kill switch or the Imprettier, whatever it's called at the time. 1, 2, 3. But yeah, nice solid match here for the two. All right, next up we got Randy Orton versus Evan Bourne. So yeah, Randy would attack Evan Bourne during an interview, and Randy just saying, he wants his WWE title back, and then he's going to fight Cena for a number one contenders match next week. And that's when Evan Bourne would actually hit the airborne when the ref is down, while Randy is down as well, and it will help Cena win the match. And yeah, Randy could just snap and say he wants Evan Bourne at SummerSlam. And yeah, Legacy could try to jump Evan Bourne, but Evan Bourne uses his quickness to evade the attacks. And yeah, Evan Bourne could talk about, how we're sick and tired of Randy on top, and that he needs to, again, make some way for the new stars here, and that, that he knows the RKO is deadly, but Randy, you got to catch me first. So yeah, some nice back and forth there, and Randy could just snap. He could be very aggravated. And he could try to go for the punt, but Evan Bourne would run. So he could try to go for the RKO. Evan Bourne would reverse it. So yeah, Randy can't really get the upper hand going into the feud here. And I think again this would be a really, really good match. And the finish would actually be where the same thing where Evan Bourne goes for the airborne and Randy counters to the RKO. We all know that iconic spot. And just to have that at SummerSlam would be really cool. And Evan Bourne would look good in defeat. Not all the time the young up and comer has to win, but he can look good in defeat. And yeah, Randy just caught him with the RKO. So yeah, again, a nice, really good mid card match here, and I think it would elevate Evan Bourne for sure. All right, next up we got for the World Tag Team Championship, we got Legacy versus D-Generation X. So I would not have the Unified Tag Team Championships. I would still have a tag belt on Raw and a tag belt on SmackDown. And yeah, obviously Triple H was shooting a Randy Orton. Legacy keeps getting involved, and they could do a crazy beatdown on Triple H. And after a couple of weeks, Legacy could start bragging that they took out the game, Triple H. But Triple H would return, and he would get jumped again, but this time he has the sledgehammer, and he says, you know what, even though I have the sledgehammer, I can't do it alone. Sean, where you at? And yeah, you could still have that comedic scene where Sean's working in the kitchen and all that stuff. And yeah, Triple H eventually convinced Sean to come back, and we got the return of D Generation X. And yeah, this was a pretty good match here. I think it's more remembered for the entrance. DX came on like a tank, so that was pretty cool. And yeah, this was also Sean's last SummerSlam, DX's last run. Well, until that Saudi Arabia show, but we're not gonna talk about that. But yeah, this was a solid match here. And I really wanted to do something else with Sean just because I felt like, this was his last SummerSlam. But the Raw talent was very, very thin. So there wasn't really much for him to do. So yeah, I think having him reform DX with Triple H is probably the best route to go. And yeah, the match was solid. And I know I want to put the young talent over, but DX, because this is their first match back in 3 years, they got to get the win. And next up, we got the WWE Tag Team Championships on SmackDown. We got Jeri Show versus the Brothers of Destruction. So, yeah, I mean, look, The Undertaker returned at this show, so I'm pretty sure he was healthy enough to go. And, yeah, I just felt like we needed his star power. So, and it could be very simple. I would actually have Jeri Show just beat the hell out of Kane, and because Kane is questioning Big Show because they used to be tag team partners. He's like, why would you team up with Chris Jericho? And yeah, Jeri Show could beat the hell out of Kane. And yeah, Kane's like, next week, you made a big mistake because I called some family for backup, and he's going to be back at SummerSlam. So that sets up the match here. And yeah, in the meantime, you could have Jeri Show beating down Kane, and Kane could eventually surprise attack Chris Jericho, and Big Show has to come save him. So yeah, you can do those fun little angles there. But yeah, all in all, I think this would be a really good match, really good tag team match, and I would actually give the Brothers of Destruction the win here. We can have Undertaker counter the Code Breaker into a Tombstone. 1, 2, 3. The Brothers of Destruction get the win. And yeah, again, I think this would be a really good match. You got a lot of good talent here, and it'd be cool to see the Brothers of Destruction get one more tag team title reign. All right, now we're at the semi-main event. We got for the WWE Championship, we got Sir William Regal versus John Cena. And yeah, like I explained in the wrestlers that should have won the WWE Championship, I would actually have William Regal win the title in 2009. So basically, Batista would defeat Randy, but then he gets injured, and then William Regal would win the Fatal 4-Way match, and he would become the WWE Champion. And yeah, John Cena could just win a number one contenders match against Randy Orton, like I mentioned earlier. And the bill could be very simple. Regal can talk about how, people think John Cena, he's a tough kid, but I lived in, the mean streets of the UK and England, bare knuckle brawls, and that's why I'm well respected, Cena, and that's why the fans don't like you. And John Cena could say, he has a lot of respect for William Regal and, what he's done in this industry, but at the end of the day, John Cena's here to make his own legacy, and yeah, he wants to become the champion again. And we can even have William Regal talk about how, before you were using brass knuckles, I was the inventor of that. And he could say how he paved the way for people like Cena, but he never actually got the opportunity because he's not the golden boy. But now look at him now, he's the world champion. And yeah, John Cena could say, you know what, Regal, you could say what you want, but at the end of the day, I know how hard I worked to get to the spot I am, and you could work for 20 years, and doesn't matter, you can't outwork me. So yeah, just could have some good personal promos here. The fans would probably side with William Regal just because, he's a longtime veteran, one of the great workers. So it'd be definitely an interesting environment. And yeah, I would actually have William Regal retain, and he could get his help from Ezekiel Jackson and was it Vladimir Kozlov? They were kind of William Regal's henchmen. They can kind of distract the refs, and William Regal could use the brass knucks just like old times and get the get the win. And I think it'll be a nice match. And yeah, Regal definitely deserved a nice run with the belt for sure. All right, in the main event of the evening, we got CM Punk defending against Jeff Hardy. I know Jeff was coming in as champion, I believe, but here I would still have CM Punk come in as champion. And yeah, it would be pretty simple. I would have Jeff win the belt at Judgment Day. He would defeat Matt Hardy, Edge, and Christian in a Fatal 4-Way match. Matt would turn heel on him, and then they would have a match at One Night Stand or Extreme Rules. Jeff Hardy would retain. And then at Great American Bash, it would be Jeff Hardy versus Edge. Jeff would retain, but then CM Punk would cash in. So this would be actually like the first match in the feud. I just felt like the feud got a little bit diluted with Jeff winning the belt back. So I just think, yeah, CM Punk would win it off the latest pay-per-view. And yeah, we can blow it off at the TLC here at SummerSlam just because Jeff was leaving as well. So yeah, I just didn't like the fact that CM Punk won the belt, cashed in, and then he dropped it to Jeff at the next pay-per-view. And then he had to regain it back here. I just thought like we might as well give CM Punk a nice longer reign. And yeah, keep everything the same here. The match was really great. And obviously the spot where Jeff Hardy goes for the Swanton Bomb and CM Punk gets out the way and Jeff crashes and burns into the announce table. That was a really cool, iconic SummerSlam moment. And yeah, CM Punk just gets a clean victory here. I don't have no Undertaker shenanigans. Just have CM Punk end the pay-per-view celebrating with the title after a great main event. So yeah, guys, that is my card. Let me know what you guys think. If I improved the card or not. I definitely think I did improve it. We keep the stuff that was really good the same. Obviously, we have the TLC, CM Punk and Jeff. But this time, CM Punk is being booked more as a stronger champion. And then we have Rey Mysterio versus Dolph. But I have Dolph Ziggler kind of having his moment at SummerSlam defeating Rey Mysterio. And then, yeah, just look at the U.S. title match. You got a lot of athleticism here. Kofi Kingston versus Shelton Benjamin. And, yeah, also some underutilized talent like Christian and Matt Hardy. They get on the card. And then, yeah, doing something different with Randy as well. Not having him and Cena go at it again, but him versus Evan Bourne. And obviously, we know that they have great chemistry with that airborne into RKO spot. Legacy and DX, we keep that the same, but it's for the tag team titles, so it's a little of a bigger deal. And then Jeri Show, instead of Crime Time, they're facing the Brothers of Destruction, so having the Undertaker on the card would really help the card, I believe. And yeah, cool moment for them as well as they become tag team champions once again. And then the Raw main event, you know, we're giving William Regal a nice run. Him and Cena, a feud we never really got to see, a match that's never really been featured. So something fresh that's different from Orton and Cena. And then, yeah, the main event, like I said, keep everything the same. CM Punk, Jeff Hardy, classic SummerSlam match. So, yeah, obviously there's some talent not on the card here. Khali doesn't make on the card. Kane's not in a singles match. MVP and Swagger. Yeah, that was more of a Raw match. So, and obviously, like, better utilizing William Regal and Christian, not giving them an 8-second match, but really, again, giving Regal a nice showcase here, and then Christian as well. Him and Matt also not on the card, so I think it'd be cool to get them on the card. So yeah, guys, that is my card. Let me know what you guys think. I'll run down the card for you guys right now. For the Intercontinental Championship, Rey Mysterio defending against Dolph Ziggler. For the United States Championship, Kofi Kingston defending against the gold standard Shelton Benjamin. Captain Charisma, Christian versus Matt Hardy. The Viper, Randy Orton versus Evan Bourne. For the World Tag Team Championship, Legacy, Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase versus D-Generation X, Triple H The Game, and the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. For the WWE Tag Team Championship, Jeri Show, Chris Jericho, and The Big Show versus the Big Red Machine, Kane, and the Dead Man, The Undertaker, the Brothers of Destruction. For the WWE Championship, Sir William Regal versus the Dr. Thuganomics, John Cena. And in the main event, for the World Heavyweight Championship in a tables, ladders, and chairs match, the straight edge leader CM Punk versus the charismatic Enigma Jeff Hardy. So yeah, guys, that is my card. Let me know what you guys think. Catch you on the next one. Peace.